Yeah, that's it. There's no point in thinking about what's going on the 6th of October if you sat at home watching two other teams play. So, first and foremost, we have to win a game on Saturday night before we can even talk about a grand final. You know, we need to play against against a very good Warrington side, and we need to come out on the other end having gained a victory to even look any further on.
You know, derby games are big in their own right. This one's probably even bigger, you know, given the fact that what's at stake is a place at Old Trafford in the grand final.
Yeah, correct, and it'll be good atmosphere at Langtree Park. Hopefully, you know, we can fill three sides, and we're going to need a lot of support. Games like this, I think the fans maybe don't realise how big an influence they have on a game. And you know, we need to make sure that we can get a packed house there and scream and shout and boo or whatever we have to do to give us some advantage with our home support.
Obviously, you've already been over to their place earlier in the playoff series and beaten them. Does that give you a psychological advantage, knowing that you've gone to their place and turned them over, and now you're bringing them back to yours?
It helps. It helps but it doesn't give you an advantage on the day, because it's still 17 players going knocking lumps out of 17 players, and you need to be on your very best game. And they've got nothing to lose, like we've got nothing to lose, so they're not going to hold anything back, whether that be players or plays or risks to take, because at the end of the day, if you don't give it your A game and you don't play 100%, then you're not going to make a final, and there's no point having regrets.
How much of a benefit do you think that week off will be, and you know the fact that you beat them in that opening game? Do you think that'll stand you in any better stead, or do you think that has no bearing whatsoever on the outcome of this fixture?
It definitely gave us a rest to get over some bumps and bruises, but I don't think it has a bearing on the next fixture. It just gives you an opportunity to rest up and to freshen up. But if you just take the field and you don't play 100%, or you don't come up with your best performance, then what was the point in it? So you know, you can only speak about that maybe after the game. If it's fell the right way for you, then you probably look back and think, did it fall the right way because we had that week off, or are there any other factors in it? So it's not going to have a bearing on Saturday just after 6 o'clock when we kick off. So we need to make sure that, like I keep saying, we bring our very best game, because they're a champion team that have won a Challenge Cup, so they're not to be sniffed at.
And you know, that week off's given you plenty of time to have a look at the team and the boys in house. You know, do you feel like things are building and progressing nicely as you get towards this?
You always do, don't you? As you get towards any semi-final, the boys obviously switch their attentions to it and the focus, and we're a big club, so we know what it's like to play in semi-finals, and we know what it takes and what attitude and what commitment you've got to have come them semi-finals. But hopefully we'll get all of them things on Saturday night.
I know as a coach you've probably not really thought about it, but you know, with four great big teams, you know, big names in rugby league and two mouth-watering fixtures, you know, it's a great prospect for rugby league as a sport. You know,
no, really... I have, yeah, and I think it's great. It's great for the playoffs that you've got four massive teams in what should be, you know, really, really well-supported games, and then you know, it bodes well for the television.
And you obviously anticipated getting Warrington today. I think you were at the game last night as well, so you know, it came as no shock to you, I guess.
No, it didn't come as much of a shock, because I think the way Clubcall goes, you pick the lowest ranked team if you've got it, and that's what we're going to have done. So you know, probably what we were expecting.
Monaghan pops it up to Wood. Was there an element of obstruction there?
We certainly utilised him.
This is Wood. Gets to within 1.5 meters or so of the line. Monaghan will fire the pass to Lee Breers. Breers then to Myler. Myler to Hodgson. They get it wide, they're in. Don't need to get it wide. Hodgson is in. Nev, get off it.
Why not?
Okay.
I enjoyed every second of that.
And if you're wondering who Nev is, he's the executive producer director of the broken finger dislocations going back in department.
I'm sure he enjoyed it.
McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Now then, they need a good play of the ball, and he's trying to get to it. He should get a penalty, really.
Here is Lomax. Lomax gives it to O'Hire. Short ball. Flanagan's on the charge, but Warrington muscle up in defence and bring him down. Plays the ball again. Roby. Here's Lomax. Little skip. Wellens. Soliola! Well, that's a try for Saints.
He'll give this.
And it all comes about as a result of that tremendous kick.
That's down to both sides, just hammer and tong in the defensive area. Good run from the hooker.
Yes, Monaghan. And he fires the pass to Waterhouse, tries to take the return. It's come up for Soliola. Now Atkins is quick, Soliola's strong. He's given it to Makinson, and Makinson scores for Saints. Well, it's a massive examination of both sides' stamina, this. It's a tremendous game. We've had 50 minutes, it's flown by. And Soliola once again. All sorts of trouble he's causing. Roby gets a quick play, the ball away, quick hands, here goes Lomax. Oh, Lomax with a beautiful dummy and fantastic try for Makinson, who gets his second of the night. That was rugby league out of the very top draw.
Composure. I keep saying it, Eddie, but Mike Rush, Kieran Cunningham, they are aware that they are on the verge of another upset.
Hasn't Nathan Brown got an act to follow when he comes in, starting next season, and takes over from those two?
Has he ever?
Mike Rush will go into the back benches. Kieran will be alongside Nathan Brown. Great offload. Pull it to Roby. Roby! Roby! What a St. Helens try that is! Roby, absolutely magnificent. Or do they try and come back and win this match?
Well, it depends. If you look at the psychological approach, if the scoreboard keeps ticking over, you think, oh dearie me, have they really sort of been run dry?
You've got to stay in the moment, Eddie, there's no doubt about that. They've just got to keep working and try and post the next 6 points. But this St. Helens performance has been magnificent.
Yeah, and John, this is the point in time where just do a drive, go to the sticks and go for the one.
They're looking for 4 with Melly. They've got the 4 with Melly. They have they?